Welcome guys, thank you so much for joining in. So today in this video, as you can see, the price of Bitcoin right now is flashing a very interesting scenario, and we want to know what exactly could be playing out next as a possible outcome of this price structure. Because right now, if you start this analysis by looking at the price structure of Bitcoin in a weekly time frame, what I've done is I have actually added this Fibonacci extension level, because if you monitor the price movement in a weekly time frame, the upward target which we talked on my yesterday's video, this 53,000 price level, you can see this price target has been triggered. I showed you with this example here, if you remember properly, this ascending channel, price finding support above this upper line of this ascending channel and then getting moved towards this 100% Fibonacci extension level here in a daily time frame. And look at this, the 53,000 price level has been triggered, and in a weekly time frame now the next possible target is going to be around 54,500 price level. So now you can see in a weekly time frame, this is where we could be getting gravitated, because this Fibonacci extension level in a weekly time frame also has played a very important role. You can see each and every Fibonacci extension lines has either acted as a support or resistance. You can see that very clearly here. Each and every trend line has either acted as a support or a very strong resistance line. And this line here, that's why I was also looking at this in a weekly time frame and saying that, hey, even if you look at this in a weekly, or it doesn't matter, in a daily time frame, we can clearly see that this price here was respecting this Fibonacci extension level, because after this impulsive move we had a pullback. Price came exactly at the previous Fibonacci extension level of 2.618, around 31,700, and then again another impulsive move followed after that. And so if this is going to continue, 54,500 is going to be the next possible target here. But any sort of a pullback, we know this previous Fibonacci extension line of 4.41, which is going to be around 50,800, is going to be another strong support. But the strongest support here, what we can see, is going to be this 4.272 and 4.236 Fibonacci extension level. So those price level are around 49,300 to 48,900. So we know this line here, these two Fibonacci lines, could be acting as a very strong support, and we could still see another impulsive move in this manner. Just like here in the previous example, you can see corrective move and again a impulsive move towards the next Fibonacci extension level of 4.76. And if you look at this in a daily time frame, we also talked about this scenario here on my yesterday's video. I said to you guys, this price here was preparing for another impulsive move, because if you look at this unbalanced volume, this was the exact example I gave you on my yesterday's video. After breaking the previous high structure, there has always been an impulsive move here in unbalanced volume and also the price action of Bitcoin. And every time when we broke this previous high structure, impulsive move followed. Previous high structure, we broke it, impulsive move followed. So yesterday, that's why I also said to you guys, hey, since the unbalanced volume has now broken out of this previous high structure, another impulsive move could be waiting us ahead. And this is also one reason why yesterday I shared you guys that this price movement here is going to be heading towards this 53,000, and that's going to be a very likely scenario. And since we have already reached here, so according to the next target here, we know in a weekly we said the next possible target is 54,558, but according to the CPR, the monthly CPR, the target here to the upside is going to be exactly around 55,000 price level. So now we have two price target to the upside. With the weekly time frame, it's going to be around this 4.764, which is going to be 54,500, and with the CPR 55,000 price level is where we could be getting gravitated. And this is also what I will be focusing, and I've said you already, right? Even if you look at this RSI, the RSI line is still above 50. This RSI level over 50 is actually indicating, hey, the momentum is there, and also this unbalanced volume is clearly flashing the move here could be continuing in an upward direction. So this in a daily time frame and also in a weekly time frame is still flashing that price of Bitcoin has some more potential to continue further in an upward direction. And guys, if you want to look at this scenario here in a bit different way, you can see here we also talked about this WYCKOFF's reaccumulation phase. After this impulsive move, a corrective move or a so-called consolidation type of scenario followed, and now what we are witnessing is another impulsive move. And this is also exactly what we talked on my yesterday video. I showed you with this example here from WYCKOFF's reaccumulation phase. After breaking the resistance line, the price here is going to see some sort of a shakeout, but the trend here is still going to be heading in an upward direction. And this is exactly what the price of Bitcoin is also doing it right now. I'm actually showing you with different perspective how you can also look at the price structure, guys. Since this beginning, we were calling this move here in an upward direction, and this is exactly what is also happening right now with Bitcoin price action. So if we monitor this here, right, you can see this pullback type of scenario or this consolidation type of scenario before continuing upward direction. In our case, if we monitor the price movement here, you can see we also formed a really nice rising wedge, and this rising wedge got broken to the upper direction, and now this could be a move here in an upper direction. So if you want to look at this rising wedge and the condition we had here to move in an upper direction, we talked about this scenario here. Even if you are going to see any sort of a pullback, I said you, this rising trend line which previously has also acted as a very strong support, not just only it is showing us a possible trend duration, this could still act as a very strong support in case if you are going to see any sort of a pullback. And with this bigger time frame, in a weekly time frame, I just showed you this 4.272 and 4.236, which is going to be around 48,900 to 49,000, is also going to be one hell of a support for Bitcoin. So guys, let me show you why this rising wedge type of scenario is still on play right now. And also guys, I would really appreciate if you could just take 2 seconds of your time and smash the like button, and for those individuals watching this video for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. And also let me make you aware that right now Phemex is giving away around $680 bonus to those individuals who sign up using my ref link down below, and it is for limited time only guys, because you can see we only have 4 more days left to claim these bonuses. So follow this instruction and claim your bonuses. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to add this ascending channel in a 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin right now, because we can clearly see that this ascending channel here was also playing a very important role. I have already talked about this scenario on my previous videos, and now let me add another ascending channel, because you can see this upper line here was actually acting as a very strong resistance line, right? But since the price of Bitcoin has clearly broken out of it, why we were actually expecting impulsive move in an upper direction, because this line here, if you have look at this in a bit different way, you can also see the price here was clearly following this another ascending channel inside this bigger ascending channel. So now you can see this trend line here, this upper line which previously acted as a resistance from the bigger ascending channel, lower line here is also the upper line from this smaller ascending channel. So now let's delete both this scenario and look at this very nice rising wedge. So now you can see this here was also a rising wedge, and we said, hey, this rising wedge still has a potential to continue in upper direction. And now you know the reason why we were actually expecting a move here in an upper direction in this manner, because this here we broke out of it, we saw this pullback. So now even if we are going to see any sort of pullback, we know the upper line which previously acted as a resistance, right? It could be a very strong support, and then we could still see an impulsive move. But for now, it could also be a move in this manner, guys, coming back and finding like support around this 52,400, 52,000, and then again an impulsive move could be waiting us ahead. These are some of the reasons why I believe this trend here could still continue in upper duration, even if we are going to see any sort of a shakeout or fake out type of scenario. And if you want to say, hey Anup, we want to look only at this rising wedge, can you show me another way of looking at the price structure? Absolutely yes. Let me also show you here again. So now if we look here in an hourly time frame, guys, only around this rising wedge area, okay? So if you add this ascending channel, because we can see very clearly that this ascending channel is also playing a very important role. The upper line is where we are getting like rejection. You can see the upper line here is acting as a strong resistance, lower line acted as a support. So now we know this ascending channel actually rejected the price yesterday. We saw this pullback, but if you look at this properly, guys, you can also see this here another ascending channel which I added on my yesterday's video. I said to you guys that this price level could be following this another ascending channel inside this bigger ascending channel, and this is the reason why I said to you yesterday, any sort of a price pullback here, this line here, this lower line of this ascending channel could be acting as a support, and this is exactly what happened with price action. You can see we came at this lower end area, I showed you yesterday in my video, and exactly at this lower end area we found support, and now we are heading in an upward direction. So guys, what we want right now is the price of Bitcoin to find proper support above this bigger ascending channel, right? So that could be around 53,300, 53,400 price level. And then again, we are going to see another impulsive move towards this 54,000. The price target level here, 54,500 to 55,000 price level from this CPR, the monthly R3 line, and any sort of a rejection or any sort of a pullback, we can also see the lower line here, which previously acted as a support, right, could again be acting as a support, and we are still going to see more likely a move in an upward direction. So these are some of the scenario I thought sharing with you regarding Bitcoin. And now let's look at Ethereum price action. So if we start this Ether USD in a daily time frame, I'm not going to change this price structure here and also this formation of this ascending broadening wedge, because yesterday I drew this and I showed you guys we could be seeing this kind of pullback type of scenario, a move here again getting rejection from this upper line of this ascending broadening wedge, a move here in a sideways direction, and then again heading towards our next possible target of 2200. And look at this, the price did came to the lower end area, found support, headed straight to the upward area, from rejection from this upper line of this ascending broadening wedge, and now we could be seeing more like a consolidation phase, because this scenario is clearly flashing us the trend here for Ether could be taking some more time, right? But the direction is still showing us an upward move. And why? Because according to this ascending broadening wedge, you can see after price getting rejection from this upper line area of ascending broadening wedge, we are going to see some sort of consolidation and then again a move here in an upper direction. I showed you with this Ether Bitcoin chart, but now I'm adding this again with this Ether price action, because this ascending broadening wedge is also clearly flashing that, hey, if this is going to be a move here in an upper direction regarding just like here with this ascending broadening wedge, the target here, this green target is going to be from this point B till this point E area, right? So in this case, if the price of Ether is going to see a breakout, then according to this analysis, right, the price should come at least around this 2140 to 2150, and the next target is going to be the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level, and that's going to be around 2200 price level. And if you look at this again in a smaller time frame, you can also see this price structure what we talked in my yesterday's video. I've already said you guys that the price of Ether slowly heading towards this upper line of this ascending channel. This is exactly what I said you guys, and now you can see after breaking the neckline, I gave you two different type of scenario. One was the double bottom. Breaking the neckline here is going to be a buy signal, and our target is going to be the upper line of this ascending channel in a 4-hour time frame, and this is exactly what we are doing it right now. I even added this descending broadening wedge, saying you, hey, if you don't want to look this as a double bottom, you can look this as a descending broadening wedge. And according to this descending broadening wedge, the breakout here could actually bring us exactly towards this upper line of this ascending channel, which could be around 1950 to 1960. And yesterday we actually came across this 1950 price level, you can see here, right? So now our eyes are going to be around this upper line of this ascending channel, because I think if the price of Ether is going to also break out of it, find support of this upper line area, which could be around this 2000 price level, then another really impulsive move could be following after that, guys. So, and this is a very interesting scenario what we are seeing right now with Bitcoin and also with Ethereum. And in a bigger time frame, you can see I've already said you guys this is a very bullish scenario, because after breaking the previous high structure, there is going to be one more new impulsive move which could be following us in a upcoming days and month, because according to this Livermore pivotal point theory, breaking the previous high structure or the previous temporary resistance line is going to be a buy opportunity, because it's going to start a new impulsive move just like here. And this is also what we are witnessing right now with Ether, and it is still showing us Ether in a weekly time frame has still a lot of potential to continue in an upper direction. So guys, these are some of the scenario I thought sharing with you into this episode. I hope you guys like it. If that's the case, then hit the like button, and also for those individuals watching this video for the first time, definitely hit the subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.